Fibromyalgia is a dilapidating disease, and it is something that those that suffer from it cannot really explain the full horror of the disease to somebody that does not suffer from it. In this episode, Boerieman is talking to Chris Hattingh about fibromyalgia specifically and how the X39 patches changed her life. Enjoy. Here we sit today, and I've got Chris Hattingh with me because he is very involved in the marketing side of Lightwave now. And I personally was reluctant to be an active marketer until I could see real changes in my own life. Now, Chris, can you tell us how and why you started using X39?
Colleen, really nice meeting you. Thanks for having me on your call. In a nutshell, it was end of 2022, at about October. In the work that I was doing, I was working flat out. I don't know if anybody knows that feeling of burnout and that brain fog that they talk about. Completely run down. A friend of mine saw me on a call, a person that lives in Spain, and said to me that I don't look very good. I was looking probably 10 years older than I look right now. I literally had black rings under my eyes. I was tired. I was burnt out. He sent me information about lifewave stem cell reactivation patches. I knew nothing about it. Anyway, he sent me some info. I thought, you know what have I got to lose? End of 2022, around about November, I registered and my sleeve of X39 patches arrived. This is what it looks like. The patches that you put onto your body. This kickstarts your copper peptide, which reactivates your own stem cells. So it's nothing going into the body, non-invasive, right? The company's been around for 19 years, so all the case studies and patents and everything is in place. So I felt very confident giving it a go. I put the patches on the 26th of November, put the patch behind the back of my neck. 5 days later, it felt like a veil had been lifted off my head. I could not believe the mental clarity that I was experiencing. The clarity of thinking I have right now is what I had like when I was in my mid-20s. Cannot believe how sharp my brain is. Also, another thing that happened is my vertigo, my dizziness disappeared. That's what happened for me.
Can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
If I make the statement that you get an all-over feeling of being well, will that be correct?
Yes, completely. Because stem cells are the building block, the most important cells in your body. In fact, very quickly, when you are in the womb, you are one big stem cell. And a stem cell can become any organ in the body. It becomes your heart, becomes your liver, becomes your kidneys. And you're just one big giant stem cell. And what happens is as you start to age, in fact, I didn't even know this. I only found this out just over a year ago. When you get to the age of 30, you lose half of your stem cells. By the time you get to 60, you've lost about 95% of your stem cell activity. So that's why when you get to the age of 60, you start to age quicker. You know, if you knock your arm or your leg, that bruising and that wound takes a lot longer to heal because of the stem cell, lack of stem cells. Your hair starts going gray, the wrinkles kick in, aches and pains start to kick in. And this is all related to your stem cells in your body.
Okay. And that makes 100% sense to me. And as I explained to someone, because they were talking about stem cell transplants. And I said, look, you must just understand transplant. I'm not a doctor. I'm a guy that uses my brain. Your stem cell is the basic building block of your whole body. If you bring somebody else's stem cell into your body, what are the chances of a match? What?
50%. You got a 50% chance, yeah, that the stem cells that get injected into your body, it's not a match. And let me just add this. To do a series of stem cell injections, you're looking at about 10,000 US dollars, which is about 200,000 Rand. That's the gamble you take. 200,000 Rand for stem cell injections. Where over here, you're looking at 30 little patches in this little envelope at $99. What's that? 2,200 Rand. So you cannot even compare it. And these, the comparison of what this does for people is just absolutely mind-blowing.
I just want to clarify for the people that look at it. That sleeve with the 30 patches in, what they must understand, that will last them 45 days.
Yep. There we go.
That is what that is just something that because you don't put the patch on and then you throw it away. You put it on and you wear it for 12 hours and then you take it off, and the next day another 6 hours, and then you switch. They just understand that. Okay. Chris, can you tell me about your mother?
Colleen, that was the turning point for me. Like I said, initially when I tried the patches, I was obviously a little bit skeptical. Yes, I got the results after 5 days. Now, my mom, she has been suffering from a disease called fibromyalgia. She's had that for 16 years. Now, if you've never heard the word fibromyalgia, 16 years ago, it was really an undiagnosed disease. My mom got glandular fever, which was swelling of the brain, right? Then they diagnosed it as yuppie flu, and then they called it Epstein-Barr virus. And eventually the word fibromyalgia came about, 12, 13 years ago. And I would take my mom to doctors, specialists, and all they would do is just give her more tablets. By the end of the day, she was taking, 10, 15 tablets every day, but she was not getting any better. It was affecting her moods. It was affecting her energy levels, and she just wanted to sleep. That's why they linked it to chronic fatigue syndrome. Now, the biggest thing with fibromyalgia is the pain. It's a muscle degenerative disease. As a person's had fibromyalgia for X amount of time, they actually call it the suicide disease. That is how extreme the pain is. Now, I saw the pain that my mom was going through. Then we decided, let's go the natural route. So she'd go and she'd get different IV injections of different vitamins put into her body. That would last for a couple of days, but you're looking at about 2,500 Rand a set of injections. So to do that, you've got to do that 6 times. That's like 15,000 Rand, right? So as the time went by, pain was getting worse. Now, I'll tell you, my mom would not be able to sleep for longer than an hour. She would wake up every hour because of the pain. My mom would eat paracetamol tablets like we eat Smarties or M&Ms. In fact, it was so bad, my mom used to have white powder around her mouth because she would just chew them and eat them just to try and get rid of the pain. My mom used to cry. Now, you know what it's like when you're a son looking at your mother in this much pain and you feel helpless. You feel like there's nothing you can do. So when I got onto the patches, I went to go see her after 2 weeks. I said, Mom, I've got something that can help you. This works on frequency, something completely different you've ever seen in your life. She said, you know what she said to me? Don't waste your money. You're wasting your money. We've tried everything. Why even do it? I said, Mom, this is different. Let's give this a try. What have we got to lose? So I plucked her. I said, come, turn around. I plucked her on the back of the neck and I said, whether you like it or not, you're getting a sticker put on. And you must listen to this, Colleen. She sends me a WhatsApp on day 3. She says to me, Chris, my toothache has disappeared. Do you think it could be the patches? So I'm like, yes, it does help with inflammation and pain. So I said to her, how long have you had the toothache? She said, 6 months. I said, why didn't you tell me? She said, no, I didn't want to stress you out. So I thought, okay, this little patch took her toothache away in 3 days. But that's not even the end of the story. My mom went for an operation on her nose, quite a big operation, about 5 years ago, she got lumps taken out of her nose. And about 3 years ago, she started developing a cyst on the inside of her nose. Now, I don't want to get too graphical, but every time when I was with my mom, she'd have to have like a tissue because her nose would drip. It leaks. She went to the doctors, she had antibiotics and ointments and all that type of stuff, and nothing stopped the leak. But every 2 days, she was sending me a WhatsApp and said, my cyst, the leaking is becoming less and it's getting smaller. Do you think it could be the patches? So I'm like, I don't know, just keep patching. After 2.5, nearly 3 weeks, she sent me a message and said that her cyst had gone into a little scab, fallen away, no leaking. It's been like that for over a year now. Her cyst disappeared. But the biggest thing for me was 3.5 weeks in, 3.5 weeks of using the X39. She used it every day. Drink lots of water. You should be drinking 3 liters of water a day to help with the frequencies going throughout the body, right? But she didn't WhatsApp me. Colleen, my mom phoned me, but she was crying. She was crying. Now I'm going, oh shit, what's happened? I'm stressing out. What's wrong? Why is she crying? Those were tears of joy. She said to me, my boy, I don't know how to tell you this. I slept through last night for the first time, right through the night, pain-free for the first time in 16 years. And since then, she's been pain-free, since being on these patches for just on a year now. That completely turned my mom's life around, which in turn completely turned my life around. And that's when I made the decision, which was the beginning of last year, 2023, where I feel like I just want to stand on top of a mountaintop and I just want to share this product with everybody. Because in the last year, the testimonies that I've seen on a daily basis, I've never seen anything like it in my life before. So that's what I've done for my mom.
Thank you for that, Chris. I have a family member that suffers from fibro. And I've tried to, tickle their fancy, but they're skeptical about the patch. And I asked on one of the WhatsApp groups, I specifically asked about the fibro. And about 4 or 5 days after I asked the question, a guy from Portugal sent me a private message. And he said to me, I see you've asked about the fibro. I will tell you about my mother. My mother has been suffering from fibro for almost 15 years. And she couldn't sleep anymore. She would sleep for not more than an hour. He says, because the problem is, the moment that she turns, the pain wakes her up. Mm-hmm. When she moves, the pain wakes her up. And I put her on the patches. And in 5 days, she called me and said she slept through the night.
5 days. Wow.
5 days. Now, you say your mother, it was a few weeks. That guy said with his mother, it was 5 days. And this is what I've been trying to explain to people, that your body knows what is wrong. And your body knows what is the life-threatening stuff. So you start using the patches and there's all of a sudden this availability of stem cells. Your immune system is going to direct them to the thing that is most threatening and sort that out. And it will work up the ladder to get to removing the gray hair out of your side whiskers, because gray side whiskers is not going to kill you. But something wrong in your liver or in your kidney or in your bladder or somewhere that you're not totally unaware of, but that could kill you. The body is going to repair that first.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I say to the people when they confront me with their expectations. And I said, yeah, you're looking now at the stem cell because of injuries on your arm. The moment you start using your patch, your immune system says, that is peanuts. We've got a serious problem here somewhere else. Let's first fix that problem.
Yeah.
And I can say to you, the condition of my skin, now I can see that my hair is definitely, in general, is getting darker. I can see that. My wife is very skeptical, and last night she looked at, and I called her, I brushed my hair before I did an interview, and she said to me, your hair is definitely getting darker. And then my eyebrows, that was the thing that I discussed with you when we had a chat yesterday about something else. My eyebrows are definitely thickening up, definitely. And I'm going to send you an image when I'm done with this to show you what a close-up of what the brow looks like today. And these are things that you cannot explain it, Chris. These are things that you cannot, and you cannot attribute it to any medication or anything. It's your body repairing itself.
Correct. Yep.
Chris, I want to thank you for this. And I hope that the people that are suffering from fibro take note. And as I've said to one guy, what can you lose? The medication that you are using, we know is hell of expensive. We know it. The patches are not cheap. But in comparison, they're actually quite economical. And just imagine you can exchange that 20 tablets a day for one patch.
Yeah.
Just imagine that. And so that is where we are. Chris, I really thank you for your time, and I appreciate this. And as we have discussed, I was very reluctant to actually push the thing for the marketing side, because the health side to me is the important thing. But it was great, and I don't want to overstress it, how much I appreciate the fact that you talked to us about your mother, because there are so many people that suffer like that. And they get to the end of their wits.
Yep. Yep.
And as you so rightly say, it's almost as if that illness puts you into a suicide mode.
Oh, completely. Couldn't agree with you more. And the problem is when you feel so helpless, that's the part that's so scary.
The reality is the stuff works. Have a great day, Chris.
Thank you, Colleen. You too. Chat soon. All right. Cheers.
Ek hoop julle het hierdie ene geniet.